Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Nancy's Twisted Strings. Today is Sunday, January 18th. It's about 12:45 in the afternoon. It's pretty cold here in Illinois. I am planning on staying in for the whole day. I have to leave tomorrow to go do some errands, but it's way too cold outside for me, so I just thought I would make a video and show you guys the Afghan that I'm making. It's technically not really an Afghan. It's kind of a portion of an Afghan. It's just going to cover the end of a queen-size bed, just a small portion of the end. So it's just going to be kind of a coverlet, just like an accent piece. I'm making it for a friend of mine at work. I'm using I Love This yarn, and my stitch that I'm using is the Granny rectangle pattern. It's a mindless crochet, so you don't really have to count. You can just kick back and watch TV and make it. My last video that I made, I showed you guys the start of it, and it wasn't laying right. Well, come to figure out, I wasn't doing it right. So I did get that middle piece figured out, and it lays really flat now. It's not done. I'm on my third skein of the purple. I am not sure if I'm going to need another one or not. I kind of got burnout on it. I was sick. I got really sick. First I had the stomach flu, and I missed several days of work. And then I caught a cold after that. So I've been doing a lot of sleeping and resting and crocheting, and I kind of got bored with this. So I seen that a lot of people on YouTube, I don't know if it's just what pops up on my feed or whatever, well, I seen the Sophie scarf, and I noticed that a lady at my work had one on, and I was like, what is that you're wearing? And then I kept seeing all these videos of the Sophie scarf, so I purchased the pattern and tried to make one myself. I can knit dish rags. I can do the knit stitch. I can bind off. I can yarn two together. It's pretty easy, I think. So I started, today is Sunday, I started Friday night just messing around and just tried to make myself a Sophie scarf just to see if I could do it really. And here's what I came up with. It's not done and it's not perfect, but this, I have to make one first to realize what I'm doing. So my next one will be much better. But as you can see, I mean, there are some mess ups on it, but I don't really make clothes or anything. When I just make scarves. I make some fingerless gloves. Nothing too fancy. I wouldn't think that I could ever knit a sweater. But this is just my sample that I'm making for the first one. It just gives me something to do. I'm using these tiny little needles, so my neck lights come in real handy, because I didn't want to have to come up to my craft room and sit at my table where the light is really good up here. But these, I can just put them on and watch movies, kick back on the couch. So yeah, there's that. I'm just using a thin yarn that I had. I don't even know what kind of yarn this is. I'll show you guys my yarn bowl. I made this at a ceramic store. You can go in and pick out what you want to make, and then you paint it, and then you come back like a week later, they bake it, and you pick it up. I thought it was kind of cool. You know, I love purple, so I made this for myself. I have to be very careful though, because if the cats knock it off, it's going to get broke. So I have to put it in a safe place. And it keeps your yarn, you can use it for crochet or knit, really. I mean, it doesn't have to be knitting. There's the inside. I love going to that little ceramic place. I've been there several different times. But, so there's my yarn bowl. And then this is the yarn that I'm using. I have no idea what this is or what gauge it is, anything, because I bought this and a long time ago I was gonna crochet a blanket with it and it wasn't thick enough. And that's before I actually seen that you can crochet with 2 strands at once out of the same skein. I didn't know you could do that. I figured that out later, but this has just been sitting in my tote, so I just thought for my own learning purpose that I could use it for that. And you can see, I mean, I made mistakes. My biggest problem is keeping them from sliding off the end, like if I'm not paying attention. And then I have to pick it back up. I'll take all this out. This is just to get the general idea. That's how I learn. It took me a while to get it down because I just could not find all my stuff that I needed. You know, I've been collecting all these crafts and things for years, and I've never really needed a stitch marker, but I know that I have, not a stitch marker, a stitch counter. I know that I have several of them around here, but you know, I just couldn't find it when I needed it. So I had to venture out in the cold yesterday and go buy myself a stitch marker so that I wouldn't forget, because I have a terrible memory. And if I'm working on a stitch and the dogs bark or somebody comes to the door, I have to get up and go to the bathroom. That way with this, I just know what stitch I'm on. And so yeah, I know I have another one of these. I just couldn't find it. And I have the little bitty ones that are real tiny. They're like little barrels and you turn them. I know I've got some of those. I have looked through everything. I just cannot find them. So that is what I'm doing with this. And this is just something to kind of preoccupy me. I know I'm probably late to the game on the Sophie scarf, but I just wanted to see if I could do it. I got the pattern for it I got off of Etsy, and I think the Etsy seller's channel name is My Comfortable. I printed it out. It's pretty simple, actually. It's pretty easy. It was like $5. I could probably have made one on my own. I mean, it's just a cable stitch and a knit stitch, and that's about it, really. But I just wanted to have a pattern to look at, and I was kind of forcing myself to read the pattern so that I can do that. And it was like a challenge for me, and I did it. So yeah, there's that. And I bought some more of these crochet hooks. If you haven't used these and you crochet a lot, you should try these because they are wonderful. Okay, sorry about that. I had to step away for a minute, but I purchased these Amore crochet hooks. I only had one or two of them, and I was tired of them always coming up missing because I have a terrible memory and I don't remember where I put things. So I said the heck with it, paid the $50 and just bought myself a whole set. I'm trying to get better about keeping all my stuff together. I've gotten all my crochet stuff pretty much in one spot. I've got all my sewing and slow stitch stuff all in one spot, and my knitting in one spot. Of course, I can't seem to find those stitch counters, but I'm going to order some more off of Amazon so that this isn't the only one I have. I know I have more, I just can't find them. I don't know what I did with them or where I put them. It's driving me crazy. But anyway, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 Afghans that I need to make. They're all going to be the greeny stitch. So there's that. One is going to be green. One is going to be pink-ish. The green one and the pink one are both in a chunky yarn, so those should go fairly quick. And then the other one is in just an acrylic, like a 4 weight yarn, and it's going to be all several different shades of yellow. So I am going to make that for a friend of mine. She has no idea, so there's really no rush on it. I just wanted to do something nice for her since she's always been such a good friend to me. And you know, she's one of those friends that you don't have to talk to them every day, but she's always there whenever I need anything, and she's been around for a long time. We've been friends for a very long time. So I thought I would just do something nice for her and make her an Afghan. I know that she likes yellow, so that's what I'm going to do for her. I have recently signed up for an editing service. I'm going to go with CapCut. It seems to be the most beginner friendly because I'm not very computer savvy. I mean, I can be if I put my mind to it, but it's just too much thinking. I have to think all day long at my job, and it wears me out. So I'm trying to get this in screen and not shake the table. But anyway, see, this is just the knit stitch. It can go pretty smooth. I don't really wear scarves, but I thought maybe if I made a bunch of these, maybe some friends of mine will want them. I know there's several people that are going to see this and be like, oh, can you make me one? And it would be nice if I already had them done. Please don't look at my nails because they look really bad. I used to smoke cigarettes, and ever since I quit smoking cigarettes, I pick at my cuticles. See, like, look at that one. Look how terrible that is. I used to always keep my nails so nice. Look at that. I used to keep my nails so nice. I used to be a nail tech. I never would go without nail polish. And ever since I quit smoking cigarettes, now I pick at my cuticles constantly. That's why I've really been trying to crochet a lot, or knit, or draw or do something to keep my hands busy. I don't know why I do that. Well, I'm certainly not going to take up smoking again. It took me long enough to quit. And I smoked for a long time. Okay, sorry. I don't have a door on my craft room, so my craft room is upstairs, and when people are on the first floor and they go to the bathroom or walk out of my bedroom or anything like that, it's very loud. And so I always try to shut my camera off while I'm recording so that you guys don't have to hear all that. So hopefully I can piece all this back together, because, you know, it's just a learning process, editing videos. I finally broke down and got CapCut. I just can't make a video and then put it out there without editing it a little bit. It's like I record the video and then I don't sound right, or I stop and there's a long gap of silence, or I say the wrong word, or somebody will be downstairs doing the dishes and there'll be a lot of background noise, and I'm just not like that. I want it to be better than that, so I'm trying. I feel a lot better today. Yesterday I really felt bad. Tired of being sick. Thanksgiving I had COVID. Then I got the stomach flu. That was like the first week of January. And I had just gotten all my sick time at work, so not all of it, but we get like 3 days of PT time. We can do whatever we want with it, and we get a few sick days and a vacation day. Well, I wiped all that out pretty much. Staying home, I mean, I couldn't go to work throwing up. I work in an office. I talk on the phone. So, see, what am I doing? See that? I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, so I just knitted that stitch and didn't need to. But I saved it. So, after I got over the stomach flu, then I came down with a cold. Wasn't COVID, it wasn't the flu, it wasn't like the influenza A, it was just a virus, of course. So all you can do is let it run its course, but take over-the-counter medicine. That doesn't make you really feel that much better. So I slept a lot, I laid on the couch a lot. I watched a lot of TV. And I'm finally feeling a little better. I do have to go out tomorrow and take the dog to the vet. One of our dogs she has a chronic ear issue. Her ears and her eyes. I'm sure it's her allergies. That's what they said, it's mostly her allergies. But she went in last week, so she had scratched her cornea, probably from scratching her ears. So I have to venture out tomorrow in the cold and take her to the vet. when I took her to the vet last week, they gave her all of her shots and did some blood work, and it's a pretty good drive to the vet. It's about a 45-minute drive from where we live. And on the way there, she was, happy just to be out and in the car looking out the window. She was really in a good mood. She's a good dog. She's a big dog. She's a American Bulldog and Pit Bull. So she's short and stocky. And she likes to go for car rides. And I took her to the vet, and she needed a bunch of different things, so they did all this stuff to her. And on the way home, she was so mad at me. She wouldn't even look at me the whole ride home. I'll try to drop some pictures in and show you how she ignored me the whole ride home. She turned her back to me and actually looked at the door. She's kind of a short dog, so she can't really look out the window when she's sitting in the seat unless she really sits up and really looks out. And you can definitely tell she's pouting in these pictures. I'm going to try to drop them in for you. Her name is Sadie. So she's going to be pretty mad tomorrow when we go for another ride and she's got to go back. Last week it was her ears. Last week it was her eye. That's why I took her in, because her eye was like foggy. I was very concerned about it. I thought she was going blind. She's not that old. But after a lot of money, some very expensive tests, they found out that she has a scratched cornea. I don't think it's from one of the cats. I think she did it herself, scratching her ears. So tomorrow they're going to take a look at that, and then they're going to put some kind of pack down in her ear. It lasts for a while, and it's medicine. So we didn't want to do all that at once to her last week because it cost way too much money. I didn't have that much money last week to do all that. We're just doing it a little bit at a time. And plus, I just didn't want to put her through all that in one day. So I'm off work tomorrow. I can take her in and get that done. Then she should be good to go. Pets are expensive. Seems like the dogs that I rescue are ones that have chronic problems. I don't know. We're going to really research her food, and maybe it's her food that because we give them really good food, but maybe it's just chicken-based or something, and that's what's causing the issue and causing the allergies. I don't know. She's always had an eye problem. When we first rescued her, she had 2 big cherry eyes. And my guy said, "Oh, get that dog. She could be my dog. I'll take her to work. She'll ride in the truck, and we can get that surgery and get those things removed." And that was $600. She was a free dog, but she has been the most expensive free dog that we have ever had. But she was going to be dumped off at the dog pound, and I didn't want that. And she's a beautiful dog, and somebody would have just got a hold of her and just bred her, probably not even fixed her eyes. And she's very sweet. She's actually one of the best dogs that we have. She doesn't even bark. The other dogs are the ones that bark and get her to bark. She's just very big and clumsy. Her name's Sadie. I'll try to put that picture in there like I said. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. I don't want to bore you guys too much, so I just thought that I would say hello, happy Sunday, and show you what I've been working on. Yes, I can tell that I kind of did one side right. One side is supposed to be curved and one side is supposed to be straight. So yeah, the next one will be better. This is just a practice one. This is just to get me in the swing of things. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.